9 games played, 9 games unbeaten for CONMEBOL sides at the Club World Cup. And it's a beautiful sight to see. I will never forget when Mbappe made those horrendous comments about CONMEBOL football, saying that Argentina and Brazil don't have the level of competition in South America. The football is not developed as in Europe, and that is why the most recent World Cup winners have been Europe. Obviously, he said that before the World Cup in 2022, but I remember those comments and thinking to myself, are you brain dead? Like, yes, CONMEBOL football has its own problems, and you face so many adversities within the confederation, and there's so many issues of racism and all these issues that plague, I think, CONMEBOL football. But during this Club World Cup, I have never seen CONMEBOL football so united. Yes, you're still going to want that, if you're a Flamengo fan, that Fluminense lose. Or if you're a Boca fan, you want River to lose. Those will never die down. But Argentinian fans are kind of supporting the Brazilian clubs. And the Brazilian clubs are kind of supporting the Argentinian clubs. For someone who has followed South American football for a long time, this is extraordinary. And then you look at the play on the field. And these Brazilian teams, and you look at Argentinian teams with Boca and River. Obviously, River had a pretty easy game against Urawa Reds, which they were supposed to win. Boca were 2-0 up against Benfica. And Boca should have really won that game. They balled to the 2-0 lead. I mean, the way that the Brazilian teams, the Brasileiro teams, have been playing, the Botafogo beating PSG. The first victory for any South American team against a European side for 13 years. And then Flamengo said, okay, we'll do one better. We'll beat Chelsea 3-1. We'll make it convincing as well. Come on, man. Flamengo deserved the victory. Botafogo, you can say what you want. They limited PSG to 0 shots on target, playing sort of defensive football that worked out. And other games like Palmeiras should have beaten Porto, Fluminense, they really should have beaten Dortmund. I mean, it's just wonderful to see the South American clubs performing so well because they've always gotten disrespected. Everybody wants to talk about European football. And that is something that's sad about, media coverage within football. You go to like ESPN FC, CBS Sports, Golazo, or any other these major footballing companies. They all want to talk about, European football, Champions League. Why do we never talk about the Copa Libertadores? Why? It is one of the greatest competitions in the world. You can see all the support the South American teams receive. It's just amazing. And it's always like that. You go to Racing, you go to Liga de Quito in Ecuador, you go to Alianza Lima in Peru. I mean, the atmospheres are always top-notch. But now we're seeing on the play on the field. I mean, the way Flamengo just bossed it today against Chelsea. Gerson, Jorginho, and yes, Danilo at center back. They were amazing. You got to give massive credit to Filipe Luiz. Filipe Luiz was the U17 manager last year, the U19 manager last year, and then he got promoted to the men's team. And Filipe Luiz he might be the best Brazilian manager up and coming for a very long time, because you never see like Brazilian managers do well in Europe at the moment. It's always Argentinian managers, but Filipe Luiz might be changing a corner when it comes to Brazilian managers, but still patience. He's a young manager, very early in his career. But the way he coached his team today with, Wesley coming in for Varela and Gonzalo Plata playing in the false nine role, I thought it worked perfectly. And that's why I'm wearing this kit from Independiente de Valle. Because Gonzalo Plata, I love this player. It's just something about the way he plays football. Just very arrogant, very stylish. I just like Gonzalo Plata. Yes, he can be very frustrating, and he should have scored a goal today. I don't know how, but he got 2 assists today. So wonderful from Flamengo. They absolutely bossed Chelsea, who won the Conference League, finished top 4 in the Premier League. Flamengo said, cool, watch this. Remember, if people don't follow South American football, Flamengo lost to Centro Cordoba. You don't even know this team. It's some Argentinian side that have never played in the Copa Libertadores. They went to Rio de Janeiro and beat Flamengo. And now look what Flamengo are doing at the Club World Cup. They scored 5 goals, conceded 1, and just exhilarating football they play. Palmeiras, I think they should have beaten Porto. They really had a couple glorious chances. But as we say with Porto, they lost to Inter Miami. So, yeah, if you're a Palmeiras fan, you should kind of feel upset that you didn't win that game. But when you look at each group now, Palmeiras, they should be winning their group. Flamengo, they'll win their group. And Botafogo are going to win their group. So then you look at other teams, like if Boca somehow can survive tonight against Bayern Munich, which is going to be a very tall order, because for me, Boca Juniors are the weakest team from CONMEBOL in this Club World Cup. But if they can somehow get a result against Bayern, and their last game against Auckland, we could probably be seeing 4 CONMEBOL teams be top of their respective groups. And the most stunning result was, of course, Botafogo yesterday beating PSG. Like, Botafogo's journey in the last 4 to 5 years is amazing. You know, they got promoted. And obviously, John Textor has pumped in a lot of money. They got promoted. They had the worst bottle job in football history in 2023. 2024, double champions. Then they lose Luis Enrique, Arthur George, and Thiago Almada. They all left the club in January. And look what they did. They beat PSG. A PSG side that many said, who can beat them? Well, it will be the 8th place team in Brasileiro right now, Botafogo, with Igor Jesus with a stunning goal that he scored. Obviously a lucky deflection, but still the way he got off that shot was amazing. And I just want to see respect now for CONMEBOL football. As Jose Mourinho said, respect, respect. Because these CONMEBOL sides deserve it. The fans especially, I think, deserve it. Because when it comes to within CONMEBOL football, I mean, it's just the shithousery I see. Like, I remember Brazilian fans, they're going away to Argentina and they're ripping up the money because it was worthless. And it's just like the shithousery you see in South American football. If you don't like it, it's not for you. I love it because it just brings a different element to the game. But now you're seeing at the Club World Cup, we don't need to bring the shithousery. We'll play the football. Palmeiras are playing the football. Botafogo are playing the football. And obviously Flamengo. Let's see what Fluminense can do if they can win their group. But I think now people are going to have much more eyeballs on CONMEBOL football, which is a great thing. They're going to get more publicity, more marketing. I don't think the Brazilian clubs really need that because for me, they just absolutely dominate. I think it's now been 6 years in a row that they won the Copa Libertadores. It's probably going to be 7. It's probably going to be 10 years in a row. But the Brazilian league, it will only get stronger and stronger. People from outside of Brazil will start looking at that league and saying, oh, you want to do TV deals? Let's do it. Obviously, it's a bit difficult with the time zone with Europe and other countries around the world, but surely people around the world, and obviously Europeans are going to downplay these results. Oh, look, oh my God, they're tired. They've had a long season. Oh my God, this is all about money. Yes, we know it's all about money. But Brazilian clubs always, in the last couple years, when they go to the Club World Cup, they're at the end of their season. We didn't hear anything about, oh, they're tired, that's why they lost. No, Brazilian clubs just said, we need to do better to win the Club World Cup. But now, when it's the CONMEBOL sides winning and doing well in these international tournaments, oh no, European sides are tired. No, that shouldn't be the case. Some PSG fans, credit to them, they said, we'll take the loss. Botafogo deserved the victory. Whereas other teams, I can guarantee you, some Chelsea fans will be in the comments in this video and say, Michael, we were tired. What I saw from Caicedo and Enzo, they went back to the roots and said, oh, let's play CONMEBOL football because that tackle from Caicedo on Jorginho was pretty late, even though I think Caicedo didn't really mean to injure Jorginho. So there will be so many excuses from Europeans about how well CONMEBOL sides are doing. And guess what? I don't care. I don't care because this is an important tournament. Whether you like it or not, and I know some people don't like the concept of this tournament or how it's been structured because of Infantino and his capitalist ideas, but you have to respect the way the CONMEBOL sides have went about in this tournament, respecting the competition, going serious about it, and you can see how much it means to the fans, to the players, and how all the build up towards it, and they're just performing so well. 9 games and they're unbeaten. They've won, how many games have they won? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 games they've won and they've drawn 4. Or am I going crazy? No, sorry, they've won 6 and drawn 3. I love it, man. I love it. The most stunning result is, of course, Botafogo and maybe the Flamengo 3-1. Even though I've got a feeling that Flamengo were going to win the game, but 3-1 and pretty dominant performance, I'm like, hey, man, could we see a CONMEBOL side win this tournament? I really doubt it. But if somehow a Palmeiras, a Flamengo made it all the way to the final, wow, that atmosphere, wherever the final is going to be played, I think it's going to be played in New Jersey. Wow, that atmosphere is going to be insanity. And yeah, it just brings a warm feeling to my heart seeing CONMEBOL sides perform so well, because I always cover the CONMEBOL World Cup qualifiers and I delve sometimes into storylines within South American football, like the Ecuadorian team, or talking about Brasileiro from 2023 with that crazy title race. But now it's like I see people talking about it more and they're like, okay, let's tune into this more. If this is how the atmosphere is like with the style of play, look at like Alan, for example, with Botafogo, the little Jogo Bonito move he did to the PSG midfield. Stunning to Palmeiras and the way they played. So it just brings a warm feeling to my heart, and hopefully it continues, and hopefully we can at least see like 2 CONMEBOL sides in the quarterfinal. That would be amazing. Obviously, we'll see how the intensity of these games go about in the knockout stages of this competition. But for now, all CONMEBOL lovers, que lindo. This is what we've always wanted. We've always wanted to see, a big tournament. Obviously, the Club World Cup, maybe it's expanded too much. Maybe we could have seen like 16 to 24 teams and seen how it goes. You don't really need to invite Auckland City, even though they need the matches to get better at football. But we've always wanted to see how would CONMEBOL sides do against, not the best. Even against the best, they're beating them. And that's a credit, I think, to Brazilian teams. And now we'll have to see how the Argentinian clubs do. They got to put respect on themselves. Because you're seeing what the Brazilian teams are doing. You're like, if you're River or you're Boca, we're like, we can't lose. You cannot be that first CONMEBOL side to lose a game. So, congrats to Flamengo, an unbelievable result. Congrats to Palmeiras, to Botafogo. All those sides should now be advancing to the round of 16, and they fully deserve it. And now people are really, really going to talk about South American football in a beautiful way compared to how Kylian Mbappe talked about it 3 years ago. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, people. How impressed are you by the South American side so far at the Club World Cup? Even though we still got a lot in match day 2 to go and match day 3, but I would say it's been super impressive by them. Remember to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Remember to follow me on all the socials, Twitter, Instagram, join the Discord, all those links, description down below. But have a beautiful day, stay safe in this crazy world. Till next time, adios.